Good morning. Just woke up this morning. It's at like 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm occupying myself with my shit. Oh my god, it's not really exciting to wake up as early as this hour. A lot of people do it. I don't know how people do it, but like for me, it's not like super exciting to wake up at this hour. Although it can feel relaxing, it's actually relaxing. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and then somehow I like it actually. I wish I could wake up like this every day. I wish I can wake up like this every day, but then I don't get to wake up like that. I sleep until midday. I'm sleeping basically the whole morning, I would say. Like my morning is my noon and all that. But that's crazy. Anyways, to those of you who wake up much earlier, congratulations. You are on a whole another level, on a whole other level. You're in a different level. And I think it's interesting to just wake up and settle yourself in doing something. I think it's not about just like going to work. And I don't know why I'm diving into this, because I initially just wanted to do a video to talk about my plans for tonight, for this morning, or just do a regular video that just says anything at all that my mind might just decide to talk about. But then just talking about waking up as early as this and doing something for yourself, it felt good. It's not the first time, but it's not a usual thing to do on my end. But sometimes I get involved in something like this, and I'd say that when you wake up at in the morning after all of your necessity, whatever you have, whichever you have that suits you, that helps you, should you do whatever or do nothing at all, I think you should find 10 minutes. I'll take 10 minutes of your time to just indulge in your own self, to communicate with yourself, to just do something that is related to you. Doesn't have to it doesn't have to be meditation. It doesn't have to be something excessive. It doesn't have to be some spiritual likewise something. It doesn't have to be, it could just be stretches actually. It could be meditation as well, but it doesn't have to be that. Sometimes it's just you just relating to yourself in a way that your your true desire, which is your initial desire, would have loved to to um to express. Your initial desire would love to be attended to, I would say. So when you wake up in the morning, when you wake up at odd hours, try to give yourself 1 or 2 seconds of clarity, 1 or 2 seconds of embrace, 1 or 2 seconds of warmth, and just saying that I like you. So I like you, I adore you, I welcome you. Because you see, our mind and our body are going through a lot of toxins, a lot of toxicity day in, day out. The body needs positive affirmations. The body needs embrace. And I am not talking about your partner giving you sweet words and I'm talking about like coming out from the inside of you, embrace. Just telling yourself that I know that you're here. I recognize you, talking to your consciousness so that your subconscious knows that it doesn't have to remain in such state, and then it submits to your consciousness by knowing that you are aware that it breaks sometimes, that it travels far through all of that thinking per second that you go through daily. Your subconscious does a whole lot of things that your consciousness might not be aware about, because it processes all of the I'd say it processes all of the open programs that you that you let open. Let's say thinking, calculation, conversation that is not finished, that you left undone for the day. It is still processing it, and sometimes I don't know. I think it's better to just do my research before I'm talking to you. I'm actually talking to you currently out of um the experience that I have, because um I have experienced that I would say space within myself. I have experienced time lapse. I have experienced um I would say I have experienced I've experienced my own awareness of my subconsciousness, I would say. So I've been aware about my the times when it's hot, it's fucking hot here. I've been aware about the times when my body is not in my body, when myself is not in myself, and when I'm just totally distracted from my environment, and then I have to come back. It's either I'm called back to, or I just jump out of it. So that jumping out of it is actually something that needs to be attended to, because you left something undone. So sometimes just letting yourself be aware that I know that I take you to places that you probably have never been, or that I know that I take you to places that are not like, that are extreme, that are too much for you to handle, that might be too deep, for your desire, that might be too deep for your strength, for your capacity, that might be too deep for your present state and for your evolution, because sometimes the body just wants to eliminate all of the past events and concentrate on tomorrow, but our mind and our being is too occupied with unfinished works, unfinished thoughts, unfinished dates, and unfinished encounters, that the mind still relates and connects to our mind is occupied with unfinished encounters, that makes the mind stay connected to yesterdays, stay connected to minutes ago, stay connected to second ago. So sometimes in every now, you just need to let yourself know, find 1 or 2 minutes of your time to remind yourself that you adore everything that is going on around you, and you are fully aware of all of the extension that is happening with you, of um all of the 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 bombs, let's say all of the bombs, all of the the intense thoughts, all of the troubles, all of the worries, all that thing, your mind is still processing. Your mind's like a computer, you can open so many tabs, it's gonna break down. It's not like we're just programmed like that. We need to clear up our space, we need to free up our storage, else we get like bumpy, and then the brain just loses connection with its true being. The brain loses connection with the positive side of itself, regardless of how many times you're listening to positive songs. It's like you just talking, sitting down and talking to yourself and being like, okay, come back now. I'm settled, I'm relaxed. You can settle in now on my head. You can come back and just relax yourself. It's okay. I would handle that later. Or let's close this chapter. Let's close this door, this page that we have opened. I think the conclusion to this thing that we were thinking days ago, a few minutes ago, is that, I want it, I don't want it, blah, blah, blah. We should do it, we shouldn't do it, all of that. So just letting yourself be through with whatever door, whatever thing that you have started in your life is a necessity. And then finding that tiny moment to just acknowledge all of that thing that your mind, your head, your spirit, and your soul go through, talk about, um, um, solve, think, um, is a necessity. Just letting yourself finish up with those things is a process of healing as well. But most importantly is a process. It's the awareness of subconsciousness. It's the embrace of consciousness, embrace of your subconsciousness, so that when you are awake and you are aware of the things around you, the times when you are not aware, remembers that you who is aware is in control, and it succumbs to you, it subjects to you, it listens to you. So sit down in whatever time when you're hurrying, have to go to work. For people waking up, a lot of people, a lot of people, a lot of people are waking up at like 3 a.m. Get ready to go to work. I remember one time I used to wake up at like that hour. I just wake up at like 3 a.m., get myself ready for work. I think I've always actually had a little bit of time for myself. Not because I'm not like a workaholic, but like I just give myself that few minutes to do something that I like, something that relates to me, something that maybe I just have fun in doing. So I remember when I used to wake up at like 3 a.m. in the morning to go to work. I was working back then. I was like, I have to be at work at like 7, and then I had to travel to these things. Then I take the bus from my from my location down to, I had to take the bus from my location down to the train station, take the train from the train station down to my workplace, and it was like 2 hours plus. So when I wake up at like 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning, I would just spend, I was in a hurry, but I'd always spend like 10 to 20 minutes just doing something, because if I don't do it, because I was already occupying my mind with this thought. I was like, how am I gonna finish this? How would I finish this? So my mind was already concentrated on something, and I had left it undone the night before. So when I wake up in the morning, my mind is like, okay, what about this? What about that? And regardless of how I think we'll continue later. I'll do a video to just talk about this later. I'm disturbing the whole house. I actually adore my 2 minutes 2 minutes self whatever. So do yours, and I'm not talking about talking. You don't have to talk like this. Just sit down in silence, do whatever you can, reaffirm yourself, love yourself again, cherish your tiny little unfinished work, and just embrace yourself. Okay, bye bye. So I'm already making my timetable, my roster, and this is how I'm making it. So I've been calculating when to give space to my days, but I still have things to occupy my Mondays, Fridays, and Sunday. So I just listed out the days of the week and created a table, and then I write out all the things that I would do. I'm actually just doing it right now. I just decided to show you the process as I go. It's just a regular little thing the children do, but I think as an adult, the key goal to continue living young, to extend life, is actually to keep living in our child and to keep nourishing our child self, to keep nourishing our baby self, so that we can live young and we will not stand against our own selves. Anyways, I'm actually just I'm stating out the table now, and then beneath I just give myself a little bit of motivation, of inspiration, of push. And yeah, I said to be sexy is to be disciplined. Control yourself. You need to affirm yourself and talk to yourself and tell yourself to do the things that you want yourself to do, because if you don't tell yourself to do the things that you want yourself to do, yourself would be distracted. You would end up being distracted and not knowing what to do. Yourself would end up being confused and just leaving leaving by society leaving um by society schedule, and that would exhaust you and make you feel like you're not living for yourself at all, but you're living for somebody else. So try, as you go in your day-to-day activities, as you go to work and exhaust yourself, that you find time to give yourself some stretches. And I'm not talking about just stretches, and I'm not talking about just stretches like exercise on a mat or workout on a mat. I'm actually talking about stretching of your mind, meditation. I'm actually short of that. I haven't been meditating lately, but you have to make sure that you're giving yourself that time to stretch all the muscles that has clogged from society's need. You know what I'm saying? This is actually like my free day. This is freelancing, so I can do whatever. So you have to make sure that you're freeing yourself, stretching your mind, stretching your body, stretching your soul, stretching your spirit from stretch your spirit from stretching your spirit. My meditation is supposed to come every day. Actually, meditate every day. Stretching your spirit, meditate. Let's see, meditate. Stretching your spirit from all the stress that society puts on you. I feel like that's a very important thing to do, to sit yourself down and ease yourself off all the stress that you have been going through in your life. You know, just ease yourself off all the stress that you've been going through in your life. Like, taking away all of the problem solving, taking away all of the critical situations that you are engaging yourself in, taking away the necessities of human survival, going past survival mode, taking away the what am I going to eat today, how am I going to solve this, and going truly into I am solving it, I am eating today. Because regardless of whatever you go through in a day, you would find a way to eat, you would find a way to you would find a way to you would find a way to finish up the book that you're writing. You would find a way to finish up your work. um Find a way to finish up your work plan. You would find a way to go to work. You would meet up with the boss, or you would meet up with the fuel station, and it's going to be bumped up. Like there would be a lot of people buying fuel. Or you would just meet up with the first station on a free day and buy fuel. You'll fill up your car, you would fill up your home, you would clean the house, you would wash your clothes, you would do this regular things are like the necessity of basic human survival. So you would, regardless of whatever you go through in your life or whatever you do, all of those things you would do them, regardless of how occupied you are. I have to do this, I need to do this, oh my god, there's so much stress the human go through, and we individually create these toxins and toxicity for our own self. So you try daily to free yourself. Don't stay in my book, girl. You try daily to free yourself, to give yourself that freedom, to talk to yourself, to talk yourself out all of the stress that you are going through in your day-to-day activities. You know what I'm saying? Talk yourself out of it. Sit down and say, God, girl, we had a long day today. Look at all the things that we had to do. But how about we just going to just get something for us to eat? How about we just go, we just like, how about just buying an ice cream or something? Or how about just sitting down in a bar, just buy a bottle of water and sit down somewhere outside, in some other type of ambience that is not just sitting down inside the house. How about we're just going out to sit down in an ambience like the restaurant, and just staring, just doing nothing, not thinking about what we're going to do later, but just staring at the people passing, just looking at how beautiful the colors of the environment are, looking at how many shops, how the people are evolving daily by creating themselves business ideas, looking at how many business ideas are in the same line that you're actually seated on. Just looking at things like that would help your mind elevate. Sitting down as well as just breathing, or just staring at the wall while you wake up, just looking at the wall and just being like, okay, the wall is beautiful. Or just saying nothing at all, just staring at plain blank space, and just giving yourself the control of matter itself is powerful. It helps you to control the sway in matter. It helps you to control movement. It helps you to control timing. It helps you to have a time itself. It helps you to eat up time and respect you. So just, that's all I'm saying, that just, you're not above timetable. Give yourself the space to be, give yourself the space to connect with yourself. Give yourself meditation. Give yourself connecting, self connection. I'll give you a full detail of what I'm writing, because the more I talk, the more and I'm actually writing as I talk. So the more I write and talk is the more distracted that I actually get, honestly, because I haven't stayed in my mind what I want to do. So I haven't even thought of it. I'm just looking. But we can still keep doing it as I talk or as I continue. I might press pause. So that's all I'm saying, that you give your mind the space to think. Let your mind think, but let your mind ease itself of all the thought. You already, one thing you need to know is that your spirit already knows what it truly wants to evolve, engage in, I mean to say. So the more you just like give yourself the space to truly evolve to get involved in the things that it gets involved in, the more free you get, you know. So the more you give yourself, the more you give yourself space. It can be as basic. So your list could actually be as basic as this. You can just write regular things. You just have to talk like you're talking to a baby. Because when you tell a baby, go on about your day activity, write something, write something, write something. I feel like the child will feel a bit motivated, and they would get the push to do something. So you don't have to make it super. You don't have to be too intelligent to be sexy. You see, you have to be sexy, you have to be organized. You don't have to be extremely intelligent to be sexy. Like, you can just do whatever. Write, create a novel, do something, list down likes and dislikes, my hobbies, do something, but then you can make it as basic as just exercising. I could have written workout, gym, whatever. But you can just don't be ashamed to say, it looks like a child, whatever. You have to be a child in order to grow. If you can think about it, you remember that children actually we are the foundation of growth. Children were the main foundation of growth. Nobody grew up without going through the foundation of childhood. You never just bumped out from your mother's stomach with stretched hands and stretched legs. You know, you actually went through process of crawling, walking, sitting. You did fall 1,000 times. You fell. Your parents had to catch you. Sometimes they didn't catch you and you really hurt yourself, but then you did it again and again. So that's the process of growing. It's that you go through the same activity, write something, learn, pick up your pen, go back to school, do something with yourself, list out a timetable, and you would find yourself getting more discipline, getting more control, and most importantly, being sexy. So you see, a girl can be sexy and a boy can be sexy. So you try to be really sexy. To be sexy, because to be sexy is to be thoughtful. To be sexy is to be relaxed. To be sexy is to be disciplined. To be sexy is to be in control, that you're not losing control of yourself. Be sexy. Elevate yourself, motivate yourself, inspire your own self, give yourself time aside from walks. And if you walk, because I'm not walking, if you walk, you can just make your list a bit longer by writing walk, walk, walk. And at the other process, I think it's time for you to learn something. I think it's time for you to learn something, but I'm still going to reverse on it. So I'll press pause again before I come back to explaining to you why I created this list on short days, or why I'm just sweeping my house 2 or 3 times in a day and all that. Okay. So I think I've created a list. I'm not going to say more. It's extensive. The video is extensive. I don't want it to be longer and bored. I don't want it to bore you. I'm actually saying, just saying, but I don't want it to bore my own self from watching, because whatever I give to you is what I give to myself. So I'm going to cut the video in a few seconds. That's after listing out my point of learning something new, doing something new, learning something, being creative. I'll say create something.